Hello, dear friends. What a blessing to be with you today. Here we are with another study of the book Courage by the Spirit, by several Spirit authors through the mediumship of Francisco Cândido Xavier. And today's chapter is chapter 13 by the Spirit Albino Teixeira. And he titled his message For the Time Being. Let's see what he has to say about the time being. Albino Teixeira says, quote, "For the time being, you, in fact, cannot hide an irreversible or renitent illness which contributes to your spiritual progress. You cannot get rid of an irremovable physical disability. You cannot ignore a difficult relative. You're not able to liberate yourself from inner conflicts with which you're born for a specific finality. You will not settle debts that you have with others all at once. You'll not be free from gratuitous adversaries. You'll not experience a pathway without provocations of irony or incomprehensions. You will not live without educational problems. However, you can accept all that, and from a constructive acceptance of every drawback that may cross your existence, you can make an effort to work, thus improving yourself, so that you may collaborate on the edification of everyone. Moreover, to collaborate on the edification of everyone is a pathway towards true happiness." Unquote. 2 minutes. That's it. Don't you love the conciseness of the spirits? He listed, let me see, 1 illness, 2 physical disability, 3 difficult relative, 4 inner conflicts, 5 debts with others, 6 adversaries, 7 a pathway without provocations, and 8 educational problems. He listed 8 items and said, yes, you can. He says, for the time being, we may not be able to hide an illness. Yet, he says, the illness contributes to spiritual progress or an irremovable physical disability. In a world that is built for the majority of able-bodied, young and strong, those who have illnesses and those who have physical disabilities have a harder time being. I happen to live in the United States as an American citizen. If you have an illness or disability, there are rights that we follow, conveniences that can be made, accommodations that can be made. In other parts of the world, that is not the case. That's a statement, not a judgment of the facts. It's a fact. He says, an illness which contributes to spiritual progress. If we have an illness, the only way to really appreciate health is when something doesn't work. This is, right? So if you have, everything is great in your life and you get food poisoning, God forbid. We all, at some point in our lives, will experience food poisoning. You bless your GI tract from your mouth to the exit. I'll put it this way, so I don't get banned from YouTube. From all your GI tract, where the microbiome lives, where your nutrients are absorbed, where you secrete substances that are not needed, you bless it. You don't realize the importance of being healthy when you're not. If your foot hurts, you appreciate, once the pain is gone, you appreciate how much your feet do for you. And we, on a daily basis, we do not appreciate. So he says here, illnesses can be spiritual progress, either irreversible or renitent, which could be chronic illnesses, right? If you have to live with an illness, you are constantly aware that the physical body is fragile, that we need one another, that things could be easier if we didn't have that illness. So it's an invitation for serenity and patience as well. It's a hard thing to do. It says maybe we can't ignore a difficult relative. Remember, we come in a specific family, that's in the spirit book, because we have things to work out together. So when we have a difficult relative, we're being invited to patience, understanding, comprehension, which is much easier said than done. It says maybe you're not able to liberate yourself for the time being. Remember, for the time being is a title, which means one day we'll be able to do those things. In planets where the physical existence is much less dense, there are no illnesses, or the illnesses are very different. Or maybe there will be a reincarnation of high-level spirits who will bring us a different level of medicine that we don't have on the earth. But illnesses are not bad. They teach us something. And the cause of the illnesses are lesions in the paraspiritual body that predispose us in this life to that disease. And our choices in this life that can alter DNA, nutrition, exercise, use of substances such as alcohol that are carcinogenic and cause cancer, right? So it's a combination, but it teaches us spiritual progress. It says you not, for the time being, you not settle debts that we have with others all at once. So the debts that we have with others, which others? Our colleagues, our family members, our friends, those we serve. Have you ever thought about this? Who are the people who work with you? Maybe we have links with them in previous lives. Why do I always I hear this a lot. No matter what job I take, it's the same type of boss. It's not the same person, but the same type. But it could be that's the lesson I need to learn. And what is the lesson? It's for you to realize, question 919, self-knowledge. That means we go back and do what St. Augustine says in the comment in the question and answer. It's every day I analyze what I've done, what I said, could have helped, so on and so forth. It says, you'll not be free from adversaries. There's a message by Manuel that's called Spiritual Immunization in the book Safer to Lose, which we discussed at SSR last week. If you want to see the video, it's on our channel. It talks about two types of adversaries. Those who are just contrary to what we do, and those who we create based on our culture of intolerance. So there'll be gratuitous adversaries. Who they may be? If you're a spiritist, those who are against the work of the Christ on the earth, in this realm or discarnated. They don't want us to tell people that you're more than the physical, because it takes courage. It takes courage to do this work. Then the spiritual attack is intense, and then we give up the work and we go back to our delusions of the matter and the physical senses, and they leave us alone. They actually don't leave us alone. They enjoy us, enjoy the activities that we have. It says we will not experience a pathway without provocations of irony and incomprehensions. For the time being, we will not live without educational problems. Now, let's reverse it, because our invitation is towards inner growth. Right? Knowing that there's a book called Courage does mean nothing if I don't apply this to my daily life. So now to reverse it. Am I being the cause of someone's stress that causes them to be ill? Am I being the difficult relative? Am I being the one who don't help others deal with their inner conflicts? Am I the one creating debts towards others? Or am I the one who didn't forgive someone in a previous life and now I'm here today giving an account, writing the notes as pay me this is my debt? Am I being someone else's gratuitous adversaries? Am I constantly finding flaws in others? Constantly preventing them from working? So if you don't agree with spiritism or any other works in the earth, let people do their work. Let's not be an impediment, which includes the gossip behind people's backs, not supporting the cause, not sending people when they need help to the spiritist center. All of that can be gratuitous adversarial modes toward others. Am I being the one creating provocations, irony, incomprehensions? People love sarcasm these days, love irony. Am I being the one causing that? Or am I the one who is going to help all of that? And he says, for the time being, we can't get rid of any of those 8 items. But he says you can accept all of that we are where we are. This is our step on the evolutionary ladder. Go look at item 100 of the Spirit's book. From a constructive acceptance of every drawback that may cross your existence, you can make an effort to work, thus improving yourself. Is the law of labor. Work is any useful activity. When we do what we're doing right now, we're working. When we help others, we're working. When we pray, we're working. So that we may collaborate in the edification of everyone. So because we are constantly entangled with one another, what do I mean? When I'm thinking, when you're thinking, your thoughts are moving. They're traveling, the mental particles, as Emmanuel André Luiz says in the book Mechanism of Mediumship. Those are particles that traveling through space and time, reaching in the same resonance as other minds. So you're thinking the good, you're resonating with good. If you're not thinking good, you're resonating with evil. So you're constantly in this interaction with others. There's a magnetic field in your heart that can be now detected by science. It's 1 meter long or 3 feet long. So when I get within 3 feet of someone, I'm feeling their field, their heart field. There's interaction right there. Because the heart's a muscle. The heart does what? Pumps blood throughout, carrying oxygen to the tissues and removing CO2. So the blood now goes to the lung, exchange, so on and so forth. If you want the biology class, contact me. We can talk about it later. I used to be a professor of biology, so I know. It's not boasting, just an example. But the heart also has there's this mechanical pump that's controlled by a series of electrical activity. That's how you can generate magnetic fields. Your perispiritual body has layers, and the outer layer is vibrating. We're not confined to the physical. That's an illusion. So when I improve, I bring with me everybody up 1 notch. On the earth, incarnate, discarnate, on all of the planets in the solar system, in the Milky Way, and so on and so forth. And we are the exception, friends. We are in the plane of trials and expiations. Look around. Even in our solar system, we are alone. Nobody else in the solar system has the same type of physical, dense life that we are. So we are being invited through the planetary transition to improve ourselves. So each and every being that we help move forward in their evolution as a spirit brings everybody. And as he says here, when you make an effort to work, thus improving yourself, So you may collaborate in edifying everyone. So when we serve, when we help, we translate messages, we volunteer at this nursing home, we do this program, you go do other things, you are helping everybody. And the planet will move forward because the laws of progress. We can stall, we can stagnate, but the laws of progress. So for the time being, we are left with the challenge that we have. But in the future, we'll see all of those challenges as an opportunity. We accept this is where I am. So between now and then, what about we go to the question 100 of the Spirit's book and we read the hierarchy of spirits as Allan Kardec very beautifully, thoughtfully brought to us. And then I can see I'm here today, I'm here, and you oscillate between days. And then we make a plan. Where do I want to be in 10 years, 100 years, 200 years? Because what we do today determines where we're going to be. Do you want to be back on the earth? Do you want to move forward? What about a million years from now? We need to talk about this more than just what am I going to do today in the physical realm, like that planning, that self-knowledge. Where am I? Allows me to come up with a plan, gives me agency throughout my life, my circle of influence. What can I do? How can I learn? How can I improve? And then it determines my path forward. All right. Beautiful message by Albino Teixeira. Our thanks to Albino Teixeira for this message. Our deepest gratitude to Emmanuel and Chico Xavier for their dedication. And I hope, dear friends, that between now and the next time we meet, you may stay well, may you stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.